I'm Angie Solanki. I work for Colliers, which is, of course, a globally traded professional services and investment management company. So I lead our U.S. retail and practice groups here at Colliers, but more importantly, I'm so fortunate to be working with over 500 retail professionals across the U.S. So this really allows us to help our clients based on what we hear, right? So we're always hearing about pain points and challenges. So having tools such as this is really a great solution for us. What we really heard from our clients in terms of challenges was really the struggle, I would say, in terms of how they're looking at their existing portfolio. Because look, at where we are today is very different from when they signed leases 10 years ago. And 10 years ago, we didn't have such deep information and knowledge that allows us to really kind of zoom into what the consumer is saying real time. And so PersonaLive is providing that to us through their social media platform. So we're seeing all the hashtags, which are actually, some are pretty funny. But in addition to that, it's also, the credit card spend. And I think, slicing and dicing it in so many different levels is allowing us to really go, okay, we can now look at your portfolio from a point of view of not just the economics of a deal and what market comps are, but then layering in what we're seeing from both, the credit card spend, what the consumer is saying about the brand, competitors, and those affinity brands, and then taking all of that information and really looking at the outputs to understand it, to take next steps. So I think that was my hesitation, is I just didn't have the time to really dedicate to understand. But fast forward to where we are today, I have to say, wow, it is easier, it's user-friendly, visually it's very simple to understand, but it's very clear. Like, I just have to put 2 or 3 inputs, and the information that it provides me at such speed has been phenomenal. I mean, I actually, whether it's myself or with our team, we're on a call, and even in our discovery calls with new clients, we pull it up and we're able to go on the fly based on questions that they ask. And I have to say, it's brilliant. It just comes up, and the clients are just so impressed. Just recently, we were looking at, this is a new client for us, and they were actually looking at, how do we really focus on, call it new markets. We then came up with our own scoring mechanism based on understanding their brand, looking at, basically what, who that consumer is that would spend as it relates to their specific product. And so when we took our own draft scoring, but we pulled in the Spatial.ai information, specifically more the credit card spend, it really created something unique and neat for us, meaning that there was a completely new audience or customer that they did not think of that could be potentially a new customer acquisition. And I think that's how we really need to think about this data, is let's not get stuck in who our consumer has been, but rather who is that net new customer that we want to go after. Because of course, the population is definitely growing and it's diversifying. We have actually taken the tool, overlaid it with our own internal proprietary data and information that we have, and it has actually helped us have stronger discussions with, recently I should say, with 5 retailers in different categories across the U.S., some of which that have actually entered the U.S. from other countries. And it's really created this conversation, right? It allowed us to expand how we're looking at the business. So we talk about real estate all the time, but this is beyond real estate. This is about marketing, operations, the real estate, the product mix. And that to me is much more of a holistic conversation. So for us, it's a huge win, because this is how we're going to continue to really evolve with the client and collaborate as a true partner. It's actually led me to say, whoa, hold on a second. This shouldn't be just focused on site selection, but it should actually be discussed with our owner developers, investors on the capital market side as well. I think it just helps all of us in our industry better understand and just be good, transparent players with one another, because ultimately what we're trying to do is lift the retail industry even further.